Webinar. Thanks so much for attending. It's Webinar Wednesday here. So today's topic is BookLook, Increase Your Library Circulation 24/7. My name is Bryan Murray. I am the Director of Account Management here at Boopsie for Libraries, and usually leave people on mute just to avoid audio issues, but you can feel free to type questions into the dashboard at any time. The next scheduled webinar is just next week. It's Wednesday, March 12th, 1 p.m. Eastern. That one is going to be Overdrive, new integration features for your mobile app. So yeah, most of you probably already have Overdrive. If not, we definitely recommend the integration. But if you do, we'll discuss some great new features, and it'll be a really good refresher for anyone, maybe on your staff, so that they can kind of help train your staff to better help patrons download that e-content through Overdrive right in your library app. And one more thing, if you are attending PLA next week in Indianapolis, we'll be exhibiting at booth number 1344, and we're developing the conference mobile app as well. And I'll be there, so please stop by and say hi. Okay, I have a quick poll real quick just to see who actually uses or already has BookLook enabled in their mobile app. A real quick, simple poll. So just let me know if you do already have BookLook enabled, or if you just don't know. You can put that as well. All right, waiting for a couple more people. And it looks like most of you actually do not have it enabled. There might be a couple of you that do, and at least one of you that is not sure. Okay, great. So that's good to know. So I'll kind of tailor this to maybe the audience that doesn't know as much about BookLook. But I think if you already do have it, this will be a good webinar as well, just to kind of tell you, really how it can help increase your circulation. Okay, so it's also going to be a short webinar, only about 15 minutes, so good coffee break. But mostly it's just because BookLook is a really easy feature to use for your patrons to use or your students. It only takes seconds to scan a book, really, to see if your library already owns the item, and then your patrons can place a hold on the item in their library account within the app. So the best example I would use is if one of your patrons is in a bookstore, and although the employees may look at them a little funny when they're scanning every hardcover with their mobile device, and then people do a lot stranger things with their phones. So it'll be relatively tame. But this BookLook's a really great way to not only increase circulation in your library, but just kind of get some more engagement. Makes you look innovative, having it in your mobile app. Especially those patrons who may, in your community, who may not actually frequent the library on a regular basis. Like myself, I don't go to my library that often anymore, but I use their resources all the time online and in my app. So as long as you promote the BookLook feature along with your library's mobile app, you're going to get a ton of usage. BookLook is the first system to cross-reference ISBN data and disparate ILS systems that include library account functionality. By simply scanning or entering manually the ISBN barcode, library card holders can determine if a book is owned by their local library. They can find out the branch where it's located and place it on hold or request it and be delivered to their local branch. And additional information such as publisher reviews, bibliographic sources, and crowdsourced services such as Goodreads are also available through BookLook. And so using BookLook in your library mobile app, helps them scan the books they find at a bookstore or at a friend's house to see if they're available at your library before actually purchasing it themselves or maybe just borrowing it from a friend. I wanted to share the usage stats of BookLook in 3 of our bigger libraries and one smaller one, a new customer in it, that in 2013. So the Seattle Public Library mobile app had about 40,000 total unique users last year, and over 7,000 of them actually used BookLook, and they used it over tens of thousands of times. That's over 7,000 unique different patrons who may have checked out books from the Seattle Public Library instead of purchasing them at a bookstore. And this chart here shows the top 4 most used channels in the Seattle app. Not surprisingly, the top 3 in most mobile apps are usually My Account, the General Catalog, and the Overdrive Catalog. But BookLook was the 4th most used channel in this particular app. And so about 9% of their users in 2013 accessed BookLook. Salt Lake County Library had pretty similar numbers. That about 10% of their patrons used BookLook through 2013. I guess 10% of their mobile app users used it. And they had quite a few users throughout the year. Columbus Metropolitan Library, another a really large library about the size of Seattle, numbers-wise, had really tremendous usage. They had closer to 16% of their patrons who used the app used BookLook, and even more than the Overdrive Catalog, which was surprising but great. And so it was about 13,000 of Columbus's 40,000 unique users in 2013 actually accessed BookLook. So tremendous usage. It's not just the larger libraries, though. Dale Borden Public Library District, which is a smaller library in Illinois, and a newer library partner of ours, has had really nice engagement from BookLook as well. And they've had about 13% of their patrons last year access BookLook, which was more popular so far than the Overdrive Catalog. So as you can see, BookLook's had really nice engagement from our patrons in your library so far. I want to describe kind of briefly how it actually works, and then I'll show you a quick live demo of BookLook, scanning a couple of books. So BookLook first looks for an item by its ISBN number and not actually its UPC code. So when BookLook has enough digits to search either by a scan or a manual entry of the ISBN, it first checks the World Cat database, and then it gets a series of related ISBNs. It then uses that list to query the local library ILS for holdings. The nice thing is, if your library actually doesn't own that book yet, you have an option to link to a patron-driven acquisition request form if the item's not found, and then your libraries can let you know if they would like that item in your library. So once a patron or your student has scanned a book, and then BookLook finds the item in your library, they can immediately place a hold and have it delivered to their local branch. And this is San Diego Public Library. I scanned an American Pie, a pizza book. It showed up in their catalog, and you can see there was one match, 2 editions available worldwide. And then I click on the item's detail page, and then you can see on the right there, you can request from one of those 3 branches. And then if your local branch isn't one of those 3, you can have it. You can request that it's delivered to yours. So really simple, really quick, nice way to engage with your customers. Okay, so when you scan a BookLook, or scan a book using BookLook, it also includes reviews. So it has reviews from Goodreads, a few other publisher review partners, as well as Novelist Select, if that's something you have enabled. So Novelist Select is a really great product. Here's an example of their desktop version, and then here's an example of what Novelist Select can look like in your mobile app if you have that. So it integrates with your ILS. If you're not too familiar with Novelist Select or want to see how it works in our apps, I'm also doing a joint webinar with Novelist. They're part of EBSCO, and that webinar is Wednesday, April 2nd. So that should be kind of interesting. I really like how it works here, and you can see if you look up a book, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, for example, it shows the item detail page, and then if you keep scrolling down, that's the second and third screenshots there. The middle one, you can see more titles similar to Harry Potter or more authors similar to J.K. Rowling. And these are all put together by book authors, book experts, and professional librarians. Really nice feature that integrates right into your ILS. Again, that webinar is April 2nd if you're interested. Okay, so I wanted to do a quick BookLook demo. Bear with me just for 1 second here. Okay, and I'm going to do a quick demo of the York County Library. They are a library in Pennsylvania, a great customer of ours. Okay, sorry about the delay, but here it is. Here's the York County Library mobile app. You can see they have a real clean homepage with some of their Overdrive integration, CoverCake, which is actually a pretty cool new partner of ours. And then here is their BookLook channel right here, the third one down. So I'm going to scan a couple of quick books here using BookLook. As you see, it activates the, goes to the BookLook page. You can activate the scanner, uses your device's camera. This is an iPod Touch. So look at a Michael Crichton book here, Prey. Flip it over, scan the ISBN quickly here, and you can see it says shape to focus. And oops, and there it is. So you see 3 matches for Prey, the Michael Crichton, and the ISBN number is there in the search box. And if I click on one of the items, I can put a request on that, place a hold, saves my library card information using our sticky authentication, and then I can choose a branch to pick it up and pick it up at the Martin Library, and then you'll be able to see it in just a second right in my account. Okay, and using BookLook again, I'll show you what happens when you scan a book that is not included at the library. So here's a really boring engineering book. I borrowed one from our nice engineers. And it scans the book pretty quickly. You see at the top there it says, the library has no matching copies, but you can click here to request a purchase and then fill out the form, and that will get sent to your library. And you know, just a good way to see what your patrons are interested in reading if you don't already have it. So that was the BookLook feature, pretty simple, and we'd be happy to talk to you about it more if you want to see a further example. And then of course, the recordings of this webinar are all on our website at boopsie.com/customer-webinars if you want to see more. So that's all that I have regarding BookLook. Thanks very much again for joining. Please let me know if you have any questions. You can just type them in quickly to the dashboard, or you can follow up with me through email or my phone, Bryan@boopsie.com. Next week, the webinar is Overdrive, new integration features for your mobile app. That's Wednesday, March 12th, 1 p.m. Eastern. And then if you're going to PLA, please stop by and see us. We'll be at booth 1344. Okay, a couple quick questions here. Peter had a question. I know Peter is writing, dialing in from Auckland, New Zealand. So thanks again, Peter, for joining us. Unrelated, my wife is from New Zealand, from Auckland actually. and so I'm a Kiwi by marriage. But so Peter asked, what do we need to activate BookLook? It's part of your package. Almost everyone here should have that as part of your package. It's in our, it's not included in our standard package, but most of our customers are in Optimum and Optimum Plus. So just contact me, give me a quick email, and I'd be happy to set you up with that. So our customer service team can let you know what we need, but usually it's not much. So it's pretty easy. We can just kind of turn it on and just let us know where you would like the BookLook channel placed in your mobile app. Yeah, and so there was another question about cost. So that kind of covers that. It's part of Optimum and Optimum Plus. There probably should not be any additional cost. So I think everybody should have it in their app, definitely. Good question here from Tim. Is there any negative pushback from local bookstore vendors among customers who use BookLook? So we have a local bookstore that sponsors many events at our library. That's a good question. It's kind of a you know, I don't know if it's an ethical thing, but you know, I love my local bookstore. I would never want to you know, take business away from them, and that's not what this is designed for. You know, this is designed for, you know, either big chain bookstores, or, you know, those hardcovers are really expensive, and it's, you know, we want everyone to go to the library, realize that the library has these items. There's a real need there. I have not heard of any kind of pushback from local bookstores regarding BookLook, and so I don't know if people are sneaky, but you know, I think when you have your phone out and you're looking at a book, it's, you know, you take a quick picture of it or something. I don't think bookstores are really going to care. They're not going to really know what BookLook probably is if you're there, but I think it's, you know, it's up to you. I've not heard of any negative pushback, and I agree. I think libraries should be partners with their local bookstores and try to do everything that they can. And, you know, if the bookstore, if you don't own that book, I think the customer is going to be more inclined to buy it at the bookstore. But, you know, for those voracious readers who are, you know, reading a book a week, it makes more sense to go to the library than to buy all those expensive books. So, but if you have any questions or have any examples of that, I'd love to hear it. So I think those are all the questions that I see, but feel free to follow up with me anytime if you need anything else. One quick question from Tim. Is a suggested purchase form one Boopsie creates, or can it tap into one we already have on our website? Yeah, we can easily, if you already have one on your site, we can easily use that. Or we can create a quick one for you as well. So either one, probably easier if you already have one. That makes sense. We'll just make sure it's mobile enabled, so they can actually use it. Okay, now it looks like that's all the questions, but thanks so much. Thanks for the questions. Thanks for joining. Please follow up with me anytime, and I hope to see you at PLA next week if you can attend, or if anyone from your library can attend. And have a great rest of your week. Thank you so much.